Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory Outposts in the Desert. This is episode 3. We've just popped our first hard drive into the MAM looking for alternate recipes. And now we're going to continue the setup of this starter base. This will be made a lot easier by those reinforced iron plates that we just found out in the desert. Each of these first 4 smelters will be making iron plates. So we'll set up our constructors. We're just going to set them up directly ahead of their respective smelters. Keep things simple, we need cable. Let's make enough cable for all of the constructors we'll need here. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's pop this crystal into our chest, free up an inventory slot. Okay. So let's quickly verify that these recipes are working for the ratios. This is outputting 30 iron ingots per minute. Iron plates, even though the recipe is changed, still require 30 iron ingots per minute. That rate's the same. It'll produce 20 iron plates per minute, each constructor. I think that's up. I want to say that they only produce 10 iron plates. 10 to 15 in update 2. And we'll just connect these with some conveyor belts. I think what we want to do is we'll need several more portable miners to really make this setup efficient. I don't know, maybe 24? We'll just fill our inventory up, see how far we get. Looks like we're gonna get 8. That'll bring our total on iron up to 12. That's a start. Would be 3 stacks of ore each trip. It's not a lot. We'd be making a lot of trips. We definitely want to add more miners to make this a little more efficient. But these portable miners are extremely cheap. They don't require power. It's hard to argue against this right now. It's a little more legwork, but the benefits are huge. So we'll grab that first 400 ore. I'll just pop 100 into each of these storage containers. Now the next 2 smelters we'll dedicate to iron rods. And I want to move these up a little bit because the rates for iron rods are not the same as for iron plates. So we're going to go all the way up here. Smelters are still producing 30 iron ingots per minute. Iron rods only require 15 per minute. So each smelter can support 2 constructors. 2 smelters means 4 constructors of iron rods. We'll add our splitters up here. Did I put these backwards? No, what's the deal? Oh. Splitters are facing the wrong way. That's an easy fix. Let's try to keep this as neat as possible here. That's good enough. Okay, and now we need 4 constructors making screws. Let's check on that hard drive. Perfect, casted screw. This allows us to go directly from ingots to screws. We don't need to use the middleman recipe of ingots to rods to screws. This will save us some space and some materials. I believe it's also more efficient. We can take a look at the other recipes. Deuterium wire. This is, I believe that right now this is one of the most efficient wire recipes, but you're using a rare resource, deuterium, instead of a common resource of copper. Situational, very situational, right? And this used to be the ultimate wire recipe, the iron wire. Severely nerfed in Update 3. Made a lot of people, including myself, very sad. In Update 2, iron wire produced at a rate of 67.5 a minute. It was the most efficient. And that was for, I believe, I don't remember the ingot ratio, but it was the most efficient for ore to wire as well. But in Update 3, it's been nerfed down to 22.5 per minute. The standard recipe gives you 30 per minute, so this is even less efficient than using the standard recipe of copper ingots to wire. You would really only use this if there's no copper around and you've got a ton of iron. But for us, we definitely want to start with the casted screw. And we'll go ahead and we'll throw another hard drive in. Let me think about that. Let's start our quartz research. The thing about hard drives is that you can only unlock alternate recipes according to the milestones you've unlocked in the hub. So the more milestones you've unlocked, the more potential alternate recipes you can unlock. We'll just blast through several of these quartz nodes. Unlocking the ability to make crystals and silica. I think that's all we can do for now. What have we got? Yeah, we've got more alien organs. Okay, we need 5 more carapaces. Gives us the ability to turn alien organs into biomass. Maybe you'll use that, probably not. I think alien organs into the medicinal inhalers is their best use. Here's 5 more inventory slots. This inflated pocket dimension used to be a hard drive unlock in Update 2. It's still a hard drive unlock in Update 3, so you can gain the inflated pocket dimension through the alien organisms tech tree, and again through the hard drive unlock. There's the potential for a lot of additional hard drive space in Update 3, which is amazing. So let's select this one. I'm not sure how much wire we've got down below. Actually, we probably need to save our wire for the time being, but we'll be getting that that extra inventory space very soon. Okay, we barely got enough cable to do this. Let's see if we can squeeze these in here without it looking too janky. Let's see, we need enough. No, there's really no way. 60. Yeah, we can do that. I really should have done that over here. Let's reconceptualize this a little bit. So since these are outputting at a rate of 30 each, we can combine this into one belt. So that looks fine. Is that actually directly out? That works great. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add a splitter. There's no need to add a splitter. Well, yeah, let's do that. Let's get creative. Splitter. Same location, but we're going to be inputting from the north here. Alright. And we'll use this output and this output. Cool. Cool. So we've got a little more space here now. We need to merge this splitter's output onto this belt. Pretty good. Now we're going to merge these two. Of course I did. The merger was output in the wrong direction. There we go. Now let's set up 4 more constructors. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Just do it like this. What's going on here? There we go. Okay. Now we need some power. I'm gonna go ahead and just put few extra power poles in. Just so we have those connections for later. We need to make some more cable really quickly. Let's go. Okay. I'm gonna put these power poles right on top of these splitters. I like the way it looks, keeps them off the floor. And let's power up all of these smelters. So each power pole is powering 2 smelters and connecting to the pole before and after it. Alright. With 8 smelters connected, we're using about a third of our power. Yikes. Now let's run a power pole up here. Let's put it there, that's fine. And over here. 1, 2. 3, 4. Let's make sure all these recipes are set. Yeah, I didn't think so. Iron plate. Okay, that's started. We have an extra. Okay, this connection will come up here. This may overtax our power grid, but that's fine. We can easily add more burners. Okay, if the green lights are on, then we've set the recipes. I know we didn't set the recipes up for these screws. We didn't have the recipe yet. 1, 2. Yeah, if it's powered up and the LED is flashing red, that's because the recipe is not selected. Casted screw. Casted screw. Alright. Check our power. It says we're running at 48. Oh, but it looks like our smelters have turned off. Possibly. Because, yeah, we're out of ore. Let's go ahead, and before we go down to collect our ore, let's add more burners. So let's add 1 on each side here. Pop this biomass in there for now. We'll pick up more biomass on the ground floor too. Then we'll need some storage containers to collect the outputs of all of those constructors. That's really all we have room for now because I want to get that biomass. So the biomass is being consumed at a relatively slow rate, but really the sooner we can get to biofuel, the better. But 2 sacks of ore in each of these. But 3 in this last one. Why not? Let's set up 2 storage containers for the plates. Get a merger. My OCD demands that it needs to be properly aligned. I'm supposed to shift that over 1 space. There we go. So now we're producing iron rates at a rate of 80 per minute between the 4 of these. It's pretty good for this early in the game. Same thing here, we'll need 4 more storage containers, 2 for, or 1 for each pair of constructors. So there'll be 2 for iron rods, 2 for screws. Actually, let's just check on the rate here. Yeah, we're going to need 4 storage containers for screws. That's a lot, I know, but we're producing screws at a rate of 50 each from 50 per minute from each constructor, and our belts are limited to 60 items per minute, so we can't merge them. That would be 100 items per minute from 2 constructors, and so we'd lose a lot of our production there. Throughput just can't support it. Okay. Iron rods, however, 15 per minute, so not a problem. And it is bizarre to me that iron rods have stayed 15 per minute between update 2 and 3, but they really boosted the amount of iron plates you're making per minute. It's a great change. It was, you know, you needed more iron plates, but it's just gonna take an adjustment period, I guess. Alright, so these are our 3 basic iron products, all in production. That was super easy. Now let's go ahead and set up our resource sink. We've got to unlock that in the hub. This is one of the new features for update 3. It's cool, it's fun. Need to go down and collect some iron plates and iron rods. Actually, I may have gotten them already. Okay. Yep, emptied that out. Take that. That's empty. Put the rods in. And at a rate of 80 per minute, I think we should have enough. Oh, easily. Look at that, this is great. Easily enough. No, it's out of ore. Yeah, we're gonna need more, more portable miners, for sure. Let's take care of that right now. We'll send the
Milestone
cargo
reached.
pod up
You
again.
have been given early access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of
3, 4,
materials on
5, 6.
Exoplanet's bonus program. Funneling parts into the awesome resource sink, depending on their amount and complexity, will grant you coupons in the awesome store, which can be exchanged for bonus rewards. Examples of bonus content are parts, walls, factory attachments, and cosmetics. Fixit is working hard to develop additional options, which will be added to the awesome store in the future. Go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
Yeah, just going to temporarily store the stuff in this chest while I make more portable miners. Then I'll have a clear inventory to run down and get more ore to fill those storage containers up with. So many miners. Where are we at? It's an even number, right? No, one more. Wait, 9. Yeah, even number, 16. So these nodes can support one Mark I miner, producing 60 ore per minute, or, man, I don't know, maybe 100? Probably more than 100 of these portable miners. You can really pack them in here. Now we'll just go ahead and tap the ones that have stopped mining. I fully recognize how ghetto this concept seems, but I do believe that if you're willing to do the extra legwork just for like the first 2 tiers of the game, the math works out. Like just the way to increase your production is, like, you just can't argue with it, you really can't. These miners are already stopping spinning as they've filled their inventory. Back upstairs. We'll dump this ore in the storage containers, and we will build our item sink and our coupon shop. What do we got here? 9, 18, 20, 24, 26. Okay, so 8. That's not right. Should have been 6. Man, it's late. Don't judge me for that terrible math. 5. Okay. With holding down click and left clicking, you can move all of the items of one type. Six. Okay, good enough. Okay. Now let's see what we need to build our awesome sink and the item shop. Okay. Just add these to our to-do list. Now I've seen a lot of people building multiple awesome sinks. I don't recommend that. It seems to be there seems to be some evidence that multiple awesome sinks can bug your coupon rate until you stop earning points for the items you dump into the awesome sink. And you want those points. You don't just want to be throwing, items into the void with no return. No return on your investment of items, I mean. You can see this spot is great. Right over here to the south, we've got 3 nodes of coal. They're all pure. They're all normal, not pure. But with, 2 power shards each, those 3 normal nodes have the same output as 3 pure nodes. Okay, we really don't need to go this far out. Okay, well, didn't do a great job there. Take these 2, and we'll call it a day. And then we're going to put the coupon shop, or the awesome shop, right here. Set center. There we go. That's good. Let's take a look at what we buy here. We've got wall options, metal walls, and the wooden walls are cheaper. Metal doors, and the wooden doors are cheaper. Windowed walls, so cool. Now these are some of the best options so far. These wall power poles, they attach to a wall, and the double-sided especially, they have a connection on each side of the wall, so you can connect buildings on the outside of your factory and the inside without needing to worry about like the wires clipping. Pipeline wall attachments, this is for fluid, don't really need those yet. Conveyor wall mounts, and they've replaced the conveyor walls that had one mount with these like attachable wall mounts. You can have 4 or 5 of these attachments vertically spaced on the same wall if you wanted to. New foundations, curved foundations, you've got ramps that go in corners. These pillars, these are purely cosmetic. There's no real like physics or gravity that keep these big platforms up, and that bothers some people. So they added these really cool these pillars that you can place, like at the corners or on the perimeter or in the center, to provide like some cosmetic support. These ramps, these are super good and useful, especially the double ramps there. They make placing ramps much more easy. And then the foundation frames and the foundation glass, which is like the see-through glass floors that are really cool. This factory cart, it's been getting a lot of hype in the internet. It's like a little golf cart. It is tiny. It's really only viable in the early game on foundations. Once you get the Blade Runners are actually faster than the cart, but it looks cool, it's fun. Railing, useful. Stairs, still terrible. Statues, these are just like an in-game reward if you, once you reach the end game and you're just throwing items into the sink and collecting them, or collecting coupons at a crazy rate, you know, reward yourself with a statue. Coffee cups, beacons, and so basically these parts and equipment you can just buy these with coupons straight up. You trade one coupon for 200 biomass, then you don't have to run and collect biomass. Same with all these parts. Obviously, I think you should first get the equipment or the tech you're actually unlocking, so you can build an infinite amount of, provided you have the resources. Not just throw the coupons away on things that are immediately consumed. In order to earn coupons, we need to set up our awesome sink. So let's go and get some concrete before we fill up our inventory on iron ore. Where are we at here? Okay. Clean this up a little bit. Anywhere else? I think that's it. Okay. And the rest of the space will go to iron ore. Just to keep production running upstairs. And we'll need to make 30 cable. Now the coupon shop does not require power, but the awesome sink, terrible name, requires 30 power. That's, all the power produced by one biomass burner. Yikes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, instead of only feeding 2 smelters, like we could if we had the Mark 1 miner, we're feeding 8 smelters, no problem. I'm just going to keep selling my point because it seems crazy this is working so well, but I like it. Now the awesome sink. Now you can't really hand feed items to the awesome sink. So what everyone is doing that I've seen is they just set up a storage container. They built it. Now I want to be really careful with this awesome sink. I'm going to try to not bug out the production. Let's put down another biomass burner, since we're going to be completely consuming the production of one biomass burner from this awesome sink here. this over here. Power it up. Now we got some items from exploring and accessing those drop pods. Let's use half these, I guess. So right now we have 1,000 points until the next coupon. Let's see how many points we get from one modular frame. Oh, wow. Almost 900. Now we're going to put in one encased industrial beam. Okay. We don't even know how many points the second coupon was worth. Let's put in, you know, like I'm sure one concrete is not going to be very much. We'll just check this out here. There's been some debate about whether you should mix up your items, like how much effort you need to put into mixing up the items. Yeah, okay, so one concrete was just 12 points. It's nothing. Let's put in a few more modular frames. Or, you know, or the other side of the debate is, can you just throw all the items in of one type and switch to another? Is it going to matter? Some people say it matters, some people say it doesn't. I think too early to say. Now let's throw in a motor. Let's see what we get for a motor. One important thing to note is that every time you earn a coupon, the next coupon is more expensive. It requires more points. Okay, so we got a coupon, points the next coupon, over 3,000 now. Let's throw in a computer. Oh, the computer gave us 9 coupons. Raised the point of the next coupon to 18,000. Let's throw in a heatsink. So we've got almost 19,000 points to the next coupon. The heatsink gave us a coupon. So the heatsink was worth more than 18,000 points. Now I'm not going to sit here and feed items into the heatsink one by one. Who has time for that? So, you know, we're just going to kind of vary it a little bit. I want to save a few motors. We'll get rid of all the computers. We'll get rid of all the heat sinks. I'm going to save these frames. I'm going to save those beams. Okay, let's see where we're at. 34 coupons. That's great. This is a good start. Later in the game, probably after Tier 4, I'm going to make a really extensive run of the map. Just a huge loop. It'll probably be off the recording because no one wants to watch that. It'll take like 4 hours. We're just going to collect, I think 71 is the new number for hard drives. That's 69 hard drives for alternate recipes and 2 hard drives for inventory expansions. So I'll try to get, I guess it's 68 hard drives now since we've already collected 3. Just to get all of the alternate recipes possible unlocked. So once you've reached a point that you're happy with, you can just print your coupons. It'll give you the item. Come over to the awesome shop. start spending. So things that I know that I'm going to need. We've got 35. Conveyor walls for sure. 30. These wall mounts down to 28. These for sure. That's, what is that? 24. Really not necessary right now. Not super important. These are only 2. They look cool. Let's get them. Glass floors. I like those 2. This is cool. And really good essential. So we were at 24. This is 20. 18. We've got 15 points left. Let's get the railings for 14 points. We got to get this just to show it off. We've got 4 points left. Did I get the doors? Okay. Let's get the doors. Get the windows. I didn't get the windows. Okay, well, we'll need more coupons later. Let's buy these. Windows are good. We've got to get those at some point. But there are a lot of heat sinks out there just lying on the ground waiting to be picked up. We can throw those in there. There are some supercomputers not too far off in the desert. Those are worth a ton of points. Alright. Back to business a little bit. Let's try to wrap this up. Just got a little bit of time left in the episode. Let's get the obstacle clearing done. Let's bust out some cable. Obstacle clearing will give us biofuel, as well as the chainsaw. That'll keep us up and running until we've got coal power. We're going at a really fast clip here, so at coal power, it's not that far off. Okay. Pot is away. We've got 3 minutes until it's back. Let's go ahead and set up.
Biofuel will ensure maximum efficiency of biomass burners. To aid in
What are we
biofuel
doing next
production,
here?
you are now
Guess we
capable
should
of
do
removing
copper.
foliage that consists primarily of wood. Additionally, R&D inflated your pocket dimension.
Alright, more inventory space. We need to refill our storage containers with ore. They're empty. Actually, let's grab some lime or some concrete and quickly set up a ramp. We're going to use the new ramp. So the best part about this new double ramp is that it's so much easier to place from above. You know, they snap to each other. You're not cycling between the ramps and the foundations and, you know, trying to get a decent visual perspective. That was just like the fastest ramp you've ever put down, you know, compared to update 2. Now, if I'd done a better job of spacing these miners out, it would have been easier to collect the ore. It's not like we're short on space yet, right? So much ore, it's great. Okay, I think that's all. Let's grab more concrete while we're down here. We're going to need to expand this platform to make room for our copper smelting, our copper constructors, as well as our concrete. We need to get concrete set up again. Oh no. We're running out of biomass. What we need to do is we need to convert all of this biomass into solid biofuel. It will last much longer. We need to do that right now. We're almost out of time. So that's what we'll do before we wrap things up. Let's go down and get the rest of the biomass. So the ramp just looks better, right? Than this, like this janky foundation ramp conglomeration. Okay. So that's all the biomass we had. Oh, I forgot. It takes forever to handcraft biomass into biofuel. We really got to set up a constructor for that. That's kind of essential. Almost room for everything. We'll do it back here next to our burners. That makes the most sense. Storage container. Put a storage container over here. Hopefully we can fit a constructor between these two. Power it up. We're making solid biofuel. We'll just dump all of our biomass in there. Alright. I think there's one more thing we can do here. We'll go over to the MAM and we'll start some flower petal research. Alright. So that's the end of the episode. Thanks for watching. If you're enjoying this series, please consider liking and subscribing. The next episode, we'll pick up setting up our copper assembly for copper smelting, copper wire, and cable. We'll do concrete as well, and we'll finish up all of Tier 2 and set up the space elevator. Probably unlock Tier 3 and 4. We'll see how long it takes to automate those parts. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.